introducing to you, Paul Hughes.
He's so talented, he puts on such good fights.
The disengages, that's a big kick, and it's over! I'm the nine.
In Europe, like, there's nobody who can touch him.
It's over! My goodness, video that.
I'm on a best mission.
He is a level above everybody.
The UFC cannot ignore me.
Be astounded if this young man is not wearing a pair of black and white UFC gloves in a few months' time.
I just think Paul Hughes absolutely deserved the UFC contract.
Why he wasn't saying bewilders me.
I believe that I'm going to be the best fighter on the planet, period. People may think it's hard to get in the gym whenever, you know, you're chasing something that just seems to be running away from you. But to be honest, I absolutely love this game. I love to train, and whether or not I have the fights in the UFC or even Cage Warriors, I'm still improving. I'm in the gym every day, and my goal is to be the best fighter on the planet, and that goal does not change regardless of what's happening externally. I have absolutely everything it takes, and I'm willing to go through these adversities right now because I know that that's what's going to get me there.
My name is Liam Shannon. I'm the head coach of Fight Academy Ireland and Paul Hughes' striking coach. Well, Paul started many years ago. He started doing privates for his wrestling and his grappling with one of our other coaches, Pat McAllister. He then travelled for a while. When he came back, this young, hungry fighter wanted to really make his mark in this game. I was really took back by his motivation, his determination, and his single mindset attitude that he had what it took to make it to a very top.
Let's go.
He's such a soft-spoken person, a caring person, and a team person more than anything. And to me, that really kind of fitted in with our attitude in this gym, and he fitted straight in from the day one. And he's a real pleasure to be around.
I definitely got to take over this music. Definitely got to take over this music.
Can you turn that music off, will you, please?
That's the radio bit, that's not me.
This man plays Christmas music in March. Yeah. I'm loving the Afro beats at the minute.
Back when Paul was 1-0, then we were trying to get Paul on the bigger shows across the water, that we were offered the Jordan Tachanic fight on another show. And I had told the promoter of that show that these guys deserve a bigger stage. I knew then that time that both guys would be superstars. Well, the first fight with Jordan, it was, in my opinion, like a wrong decision. I think Paul just done enough to win. Watching it back over and over again, it hasn't changed my view on it. But it was still a close fight between two hungry young fighters.
I honestly did not take it as a loss. I did take it as a win, that I just continued my momentum moving forward. You know, I knew I was fighting for the belt soon, so I continued. It didn't get me down. If anything, it just drove me on more. To walk out against Charrier was probably still one of my career highs. Something about this fight, it was during COVID, and this was the first fight where crowds were allowed in. We had no idea if it was going to be cancelled or not. It got to the event, crowds were allowed. I had no idea that he was bringing such a crowd. I was always bringing a crowd, and it just came together that night, and we realised, oh my God, we're in for something special here. You had the Charrier fans on one side of the arena, you had the Hughes fans on the other side of the arena, two balconies. It just so happened that my corner was in the side of my fans and his corner was in the side of his fans. To win my first world title at 24 years old after just coming back from a 2-year injury layoff, I mean, I think the emotion says it all, and whenever I got my hand raised, I could not contain it. There was so much released emotion after that, so much going into the build-up, so much in the years previous to get there, and it just, yeah, it was just a magical night, truly magical.
People see like that stern, cold, single-minded attitude, where that's just Paul when he's in like kind of focused on a fight. But outside of that, he's completely opposite of that. He's the most caring person, and I think that is one of his biggest traits and biggest attributes, that he is such a complete person.
Yeah, so Fight Academy, my gym in Belfast, we're very much a family gym, and everybody knows everybody. We've got kids from no age training all the way up to high-level professionals.
He came up after he won the belt against Morgan Charrier, and he shared the occasion with these young guys. And to them, it's like, obviously Paul's Paul to us, but to these young kids, he's a superstar. And he had time for every young kid there, and they were all like kind of starstruck. And to see that, it really broke my heart, because it just shows you what Paul is all about. He has time for everybody. Whether you're a young, unknown kid starting a journey, or you're like a professional athlete at the highest level, he's the same amount of time for everybody.
I can't even put in the words how much this means. That I don't think you'll see many fighters in the world have a reception like this. We've got a family, like we're all supporting each other. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't be here without the support of everybody here, so thanks so much.
Going into the Vucenic rematch, there was so much at stake in this fight. I believe to this day it was the biggest fight on Cage Warriors history. The build-up, everything. I mean, we had the common opponents, we had the previous fight that was close that everyone was still debating, and we had two guys on the verge of the UFC, two of the biggest prospects in the world of MMA going down.
We're so friendly with Jordan, but it was such a big rivalry and there was so much on the line. We wanted it so much for Paul. We didn't want Jordan to lose, you know, because he deserves so much as well out of the sport.
When the bell went, it was kind of emotional, you know, because I seen Jordan, I seen the damage that I had caused to him, and it was basically who takes the next step in their career and who takes 2 steps back. That was what was on the line, and it could have been me, and this is MMA, it could have been his night, like God knows, and I just respect him so much that I didn't want to celebrate in his face, you know, and I couldn't do that. It's just not how I'm wired.
To see Paul show his emotional side, which we see day in, day out, because he's such a calm person, was it's so emotional for me too, to see that. And to see Paul show his true colours and open himself up to the world, it's so good to see, because people don't see that side of Paul. Being around the highest level of athletes in the UFC and all these other promotions, to me Paul's got something else. When he goes into any room, whether it be a warm-up room or whether it be the octagon, there's something, there's a charisma around him, there's an aura of like you're going to witness something special. And I think no matter what stage he will be on next, he is the future of mixed martial arts. He is the next wave of what the sport has to bring.